being an entrepreneur sounds cool, but the reality of building a business is very, very difficult. Every level that you hit, there's a lot of things that suck that you just won't want to do. What you're capable of is on the other side. I don't feel like it.
And if you're committed to what it is that you're trying to do, nothing is going to stop you from getting there.
Welcome back to another episode of Real Business Owners with myself, Trevor Cowley. Today is a solo episode, and I'm going to get into some of the notes that I have for an event that I went to over a year ago. Sometimes I like, opening my notebook and looking through some of the notes that I took and just refreshing my mind on some of the things that was connecting with me when I was at different events or hearing different speakers. And so this one is regarding managing people, leading people, mentoring people. And so as a business owner, you're a leader, you're a mentor, you're somebody that is managing a household, managing children, managing the lives of other people. And so if you have a business, that's you. If you ever want to have kids or have a business, I think that this episode will find you and connect with you so that you can take some of these nuggets and learn from them, grow from them, impact people when it's your time to be of service and mentor and lead. And so first off, I just want to start off by saying all opportunities are found within inside of problems. Okay. So if you have problems with inside of your organizations, that means there's opportunities. That's undeniable evidence that there's some friction and there's opportunities for something better to happen there. So let's start off there. Most people don't see themselves as leaders when they're first in a leadership or mentorship type position, right? So you start a business because you just want to make money. You didn't start a business to become a leader. You didn't start a business to become a mentor or a manager of others. You just really had one idea, one goal, and that was, hey, I want financial success. I want financial freedom. I want to get to the point where I have enough money to where money's no longer a stress for me or my family or my loved ones, my kids, whoever it may be. Some of you guys are thinking bigger than that. Wanting to be able to take care of your parents, maybe they're struggling financially. I know that some of those motivators were the same for me when I first, started the journey of entrepreneurship. And so the issue with that is there's so many different things that we're going to have to learn on the way to be able to get that type of a result that has the ability to impact our lives financially, impact those that we love, potential parents or whoever's struggling that you feel obligated to take care of. And I know this is probably hitting home with some people that have parents that are struggling and you feel this stress and this pressure and this obligation to do so well. You feel like you're the individual in your family that's going to have to bear that burden. And to be quite frank with you, I don't even know if it's really a burden. It's a privilege to be able to put yourself in a situation where financially, not only you could take care of yourself, but take care of those that you love, make sure that they're okay as well. That really brings it full circle and makes it worth it. Lamborghinis and cool houses and vacations are great, but knowing that the people that you love and care about are truly taken care of, whether you get hit by a bus today or tomorrow or not, like the peace of mind and knowing that your family's good. That's why, one, I'm a firm believer in at least getting bare minimum a term life insurance policy for, 20 years. I mean, I got one probably 10 years ago or so, maybe 8 years ago for $1 million, and it was like a 20-year term and it was like $60 a month. And I'm like, dude, in 20 years, I'm going to be rich. So if I'm alive for 20 years, my family's good. If I die, at least they have $1 million and they're taken care of. Obviously, some things have changed since then in terms of my financial situation. I still have insurance policies, and I'm a big believer in giving yourself peace of mind. And if I was to recommend somebody, Craig Peterson is my guy with Transparent Financial Solutions. If you need his contact information, you can send me a DM. A couple things that you need to understand for success is, again, you're going to have to grow into things that you didn't necessarily know that you had to grow into when you started the journey. You wanted the money, but do you morph into those becoming your goals? Yes. You start employing people or people start depending on you. You're like, man, I just really don't feel like a leader. I don't even know what I'm doing. I feel like I don't even know how to lead myself that well, right? And so you get thrust in this position where other people are depending on you and they're starting to look up to you, but yet you feel unqualified to lead or mentor or manage these individuals. And so a couple of things for success in terms of a leadership role or management role or running a company, whether it's for you or somebody else in your organization, these are some things that you can kind of look at. There's two things: standards and connections. You have to have some sort of standards within inside of your organization. You have the ability to hold somebody accountable when they're deviating from something that you know that they should be doing, right? And that's, how do you know what they should be doing if we don't have clear boundaries or clear standards and those guardrails aren't in place. And so when something happens, it's not like you're upset at them. You're just saying, hey, look at the standards. If you're speeding and you get pulled over, it's not like you're wondering, well, why did I get pulled over? You saw the sign and you knew what the standard was and you weren't operating within that realm. And so you got pulled over. So you kind of actually feel dumb about it. You're like, oh, I know I was going 10 over or 15 over. The idea of having standards within inside of an organization is the same thing. Set clear boundaries and clear rules and standards inside your organization. So if somebody deviates from them, it's like, oh, I know I shouldn't have done that. Like they're already aware that they're guilty of something and that they need to course correct. So all you're really doing is you're not reprimanding them as much as you are highlighting that they're not honoring the standards. And two, it's connections. They have to feel connected to the organization or the individual that's leading them with inside of that organization. And if they don't feel connected to you, there's going to be some loyalty issues. And so I want to go over a couple things that I think are important for you to understand. So as a leader, if you're removed as a leader or you don't have leadership in place, people are going to be disengaged. They're not going to really care about your organization or, any sort of standards. You could say that you have a standard, but people are removed, then the other people that are in your business that you're hoping to show up and do a good job, they're not going to care if you don't care. So you can't be completely removed from your organization. And if you are, somebody needs to take that role and fulfill it, right? Somebody's got to be there and lead so that individuals can be engaged in what they're doing and have somebody hold a standard that you have with inside of your business. Number two, if a leader is too buddy-buddy, that can create high entitlement. If you love and care about people so much and they're deviating from the standard, but you're not addressing it because you're buddy-buddy, then that entitlement kicks in. They feel like that they could start showing up late, leaving early, not honoring what they should be doing. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't make friends with the people that are inside of your organization. I'm a big believer of that. Nick recording it, me and Nick we go get sandwiches together. Me and Corey are buddy, like Kayla in the organization of Real Business Owners. I have many people that have worked for me in the past that I feel like that we've connected in terms of some sort of friendship, but there were also times that I had to have tough conversations with them in my office. You guys heard a podcast a couple of weeks ago with Nick about tough conversations we had. So are we buddies? I believe so. But at the same time, there's also some mentorship, some leadership, some standards, some accountability to go along with it. It's not just, hey, we're homies and everything that you do, you get a pass, right? That will create entitlement. Three is a controller. If you're a control freak and you have to oversee everything and you don't allow some freedoms to happen with inside of your organization, that usually creates a level of rebellion. If you were a rebellious child, my guess is there was probably a lot of rules. Maybe you grew up in a religious household where it was like, can't do this, can't do that, and it was very controlling. And so therefore, you just wanted to break free, not necessarily because you were a bad kid or a bad person. It's because it doesn't feel good to be restricted. Ask yourself, are you a controller? Do you feel like that the people that are in your organization are kind of rebelling against you because you're a little overbearing? And then number four is mentor. So we've got a removed leader creates disengagement. We've got too buddy-buddy creates entitlement. We've got somebody that's a little too much of a control freak that creates rebellion. And then we have the mentor. And the mentor creates respect. You have to pour into somebody for somebody to give you that loyalty back, that respect back. Means back, right? When you would rewind a tape, you would go back. Respect means to look at. So if somebody has respect for you, they have a history to look back at of how you've acted towards them or how you've shown up for yourself in your own life. And so when you're speaking and you're mentoring somebody, are you just saying that because you want a result, or are you saying that because that's just your standards and how you choose to live your life? I'll tell you this much. People hate to work for managers, but people love their job when they get to work for a mentor. There's no significant loyalty that happens ever without some sort of significant connection with inside of your business. So there's the 5 C's of mentorship, right? And one is confidence. Somebody has to have confidence in you, right? They have to believe that you're the individual. And how do they do that? Through credibility, through you showing up in a manner in which says, wow, this is an individual that I look up to, that I like. So first off, it just starts with you. How are you showing up in your own personal life? How are you showing up in your organization? What type of standards are you holding? Are you deviating? And if you are, you're giving permission to other people to do the same thing. So in order for people to have confidence, you have to have credibility and you have to have some level of competence. So are you competent in the things that you're talking about? Are you living it? Are you showing up in a manner in which says, wow, they're competent. They are credible. Now I give them a level of confidence. And in other words, I'm looking to them for advice. And then there's a level of candor that you can have with that individual because you have the credibility and you have the competence. So if somebody's credible and somebody's competent and they come to you and they're very direct with you and say, hey, I really don't like what I'm seeing here. And I think that you could do better. They could be candid with you because you have a level of confidence in them that they care. And that's the last C. So let's go over those again. Confidence, credibility, competence, candor, and care. You're confident in who you are, they'll be confident as long as you have credibility and as long as you have competence. If you're candor with them, building them up, that shows that you care. If you want to raise the standard in your organization, it's going to have to start with you. You becoming the leader that I think that, other people look at you as already. So either you're going to gain confidence over time or you're going to lose confidence over time. How you spell mentorship in terms of your organization is T-I-M-E. Time. Do they see you? Do you give them time? Do you pour enough into them? Do you show that you care? And with the time that you have outside of your organization, what are you doing with it? The other question that I have for you is, how do people experience you? And how do people experience themselves when they're with you? If you can answer that question and say, well, when people are with me, I know for a fact I lift them up. I know for a fact that I can pull the best out of them. I know for a fact that when they're with me, they experience a level of themselves that maybe gives them a level of confidence or hope that the results of their life could be greater than the current results that they're experiencing. Lastly, great mentors are always being mentored. If you want to be a great wrestler, you got to spend time by the mat. So if you want to be a great business owner, you're going to have to spend time around other business owners, great business owners that are great leaders, great mentors, great managers, great human beings, great husbands, great fathers. If you want to be great, you have to spend time around greats. And that leads me, are you putting yourself in an environment that gives you the highest probability of success? If you hang out with sick kids, you're probably going to get sick. The question is if you're hanging out with yourself and you're isolating, which I'm a big believer of, when you're going through these periods of morphing into something greater, there's some isolation that has to happen because you can't use outside noise and people and things as distractions from what you're experiencing and what you're being told to morph into. So I believe in periods of isolation, but at the exact same time, if you're isolating with just yourself and you're absolutely negative, you're spending time with sick kids. You're going to stay sick. So if you're sick and you want to get better, you're going to have to put yourself around people that are better so that they can help you reframe your mind. Isolation's important for temporary periods while you're going through what you need to go through in order to morph into something greater. But it's just as important to surround yourself with people doing amazing, great things that are positive, that are uplifting, that are candid, that care, that are competent, that have credibility, that can show you a better way. And if you feel like that's something that you're ready for, I invite you to go to realbusinessowners.com and apply to become a part of the inner circle. I'm 100% committed to making this the biggest, the best group that exists on planet Earth. That's full of people that are loving, supporting, resourceful, uplifting, and candid. Will tell you not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear to get you to the next level. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode in regards to how to lead, how to mentor, and how to manage people maybe just a little bit better. And if it's not you, put somebody in that position that has the ability to do these things that we discussed today. Much love to you all. Hope you continue to kick ass. Rate, review the show. Share it with somebody you love and care about. I'll see you next week.